What's up, guys? Thanks for tuning in. My name is Gregson, and welcome to Shifting Lanes, and welcome to a little bit of a different video than you're used to. What you're watching now is a color correction on my Volvo V70R. If you don't know, what happened to this car is it was it had a front end collision, and the front end and a few panels on the car, including a front fender and a rear quarter panel, those were repainted. So to rectify the discrepancy between the panels, we did a color correction. A color correction is where you cut into the clear coat with a cutting pad, a buffing pad, and then a polish, and basically you take a layer of the clear coat off to make it seem like the color is similar on every panel. So I brought it to my buddy's shop. What you're watching is him doing that exactly, and what we're going to do after that is we're going to apply a ceramic coating. It's called Armor Shield 9 by a company called Avalon. Now we're partnering with them on this video. I wanted to test this stuff out. So after this color correction was done, Chris and his shop basically ceramic coated this car with the Armor Shield 9, and the after effects are really, really cool. Now, what you're going to see next is me actually trying to damage this stuff, because ceramic coat is sort of like a paint protection film in a way where you get a lot of paint protection for a little bit of cost, and I'll go into that a little later. So let's actually look at what happened when I tried to actually key my car after a ceramic coat was put on. Alright guys, so we're back at the shop. I'm actually going a little rogue mode here. I have Chris, he's the guy that did the detail. I can't even talk right now, and the car looks amazing. This is the blue. It's been fully ceramic coated, and I'm gonna give you a little bit of like how to do it essentially, and then I have this, and I'm gonna key my hood. So we'll see how it goes. Now comes the moment of truth where I show you guys what's up, and I'm gonna key this car, and I'm not really looking forward to that. But hopefully the Avalon King stuff worked, and let's go check it out. Alright, so when you do this, guys, what you're gonna want to do is you want to take your applicator pad. Basically what they give you is this, the applicator pad, and then the microfiber that comes with it. And basically you just put a couple of drops in here. I've already put a couple drops in here. And you just do this kind of cross hash pattern where you go up and back. You want to take about maybe 2 to 3 foot sections, do that, and then you go across the same exact way. So you're not doing a ton of area. It goes on liquid clear, and then you buff it out. You wait about a minute or two, depending on the temperature. You could wait like 5-6 minutes, but just check the directions in the box. I just put on a really tiny layer, so I'm gonna buff this off because it's already been fully done. And then all it is that's it. It's the easiest process on earth. They recommend to do, for a small car, 1 bottle. A medium-sized car, about this, like a sedan, wagon type, you need 2 bottles. And for a big van or SUV, you need 3 bottles. So that's their recommendation. This thing looks way better than I even thought it would come out. Everything looks super smooth. It feels like glass. It's basically like a thin layer of glass that goes on your car. And I'm super happy the way the Avalon King stuff came out. So without further ado, let's see how this works out. I'm going to do the front bumper. The front bumper has a lot of stone chips. You can probably see down here. I had this thing repainted, and it was not exactly the best paint job in the world, because over the winter it's had a ton of like rock chips. But if you want to come and bring the camera in a little bit, I'm going to do it right here so you can see. Just buff this out. There's a little bit of water spots on it, but this is me just holding it. I'm not putting light pressure on this thing at all. Little scuffing. Comes right off. That's awesome. Wow. That's so cool. There's a tiny little bit of scuffing, but it's really not bad. And I'm putting some pressure on this too. So basically what you want to do is, if anything like this happens, you can just basically do another detail. You don't take a cutting pad to it. You do a little buff, you do a polish, and then you wipe it down with some isopropyl alcohol, and you put another layer on, and it'll go right away. There's nothing actually on there right now, so I'm really happy with how that went. That's amazing. I can't believe that I actually keyed the car and nothing happened. So that's really, really cool. The Avalon King Armor Shield works, guys. So hey, that's very, very awesome. And the color correction on this looks super, super good. The paint looks amazing, especially from where it was painted to where it was OEM paint. There's really not a lot of difference in the paint, and I'm gonna get it out in the light and I'll show you that. So I'm gonna head home, I'm gonna show it to you in my driveway, and I can get exact pictures of what was painted, what wasn't painted, and show you the paint correction. So I'll head home and we'll check that out right now. All right guys, it's a few days later and I wanted to give a little time for this thing to cure and to show you a couple of things that I think are very important to you. The car is up on jack stands right now because we were attempting our all-wheel drive fix. Had a few things that a few things that went wrong with that, so we unfortunately are not going to be able to do the all-wheel drive fix before we bring it to the shop, and I'll get to that in just a bit. But let's go over the car, and I want to show you two things. One is a few imperfections with the coating. No fault of the coating, it's installation's fault. So I want to show you exactly what's going on with that so you guys don't have this issue, as well as how this stuff works with dirt, because it's very dusty in this garage. I swept it out. I did this again on purpose so you could see how the dirt kind of just comes right off with some water and you can just wipe it away. So let's check out the hood as well as one of these side panels, because that's where the imperfections are. I'm going to turn the camera around and then I'll explain exactly what's going on. All right, so first things first, it's very important to work with a clean microfiber towel. This is a brand new one. You don't want to use anything that's used or has been dropped on the ground, because obviously you're going to have particulates and leaves and whatever that could get into these things. So what I wanted to show you was the imperfections first. As you can kind of see on the side here, there's a little bit of hazing right here. I'm gonna get my hairy arm out of the way. Right here there's hazing, and you might be able to see it better from this angle. Yeah, see this rainbowing effect right here. This is basically coating that didn't get wiped off properly. Now what I did is I went ahead and took the coating. Hey, what's up? You can see, you can actually just see how good the mirror finishes on this color correction with what I'm doing. But you can see right here there's a difference between the hazing and how smooth it is here. So what I've been doing is I've been taking the microfiber and just kind of rubbing it along here and trying to get this off. Now the best way to do this is to recompound the door, and then, or recompound whatever panel you have going, then redo everything. But if you have enough elbow grease, you can kind of just take it off, and it doesn't really scratch all that much, I gotta be honest. As I'm kind of just rubbing and rubbing and rubbing, phrasing, this is kind of just coming off. Again, enough elbow grease, and you can kind of see the hazing is going away. Now, again, not optimal, but that's something that you guys can use if this happens to you. So we'll do, this is a good little patch right here. We can just rub it right away. And that's sort of gone from that little panel. Now, there's another one actually up here that I wanted to show you guys. This one's a lot thicker. So this one might have to be recompounded or something. It's not really coming off with elbow grease, but again, remember when I said you need to do a cross-hashing pattern on the hood? You have to do that, and then only wait the few minutes and then wipe it off with the microfiber. This isn't the one that's supplied with the kit, but you need to do that, or you can't do it in these giant sections. You shouldn't do giant sections like this. You should do maybe an area about this big, and that's really it. They recommend 2 kits for this car. Now, Chris only used one. I'm actually going to get this thing all cleaned up and ceramic coated again myself in a month to show you and to see how everything's kind of going with this coating. So in a month, you'll get an update on how this has looked. The next thing I want to show you is the dirt. Now, the dirt in this garage is plentiful. You can kind of see right here, there's a big difference. Now, you usually never do this to paint, but there's a lot of streaking from my fingers going through the dirt. So what I wanted to do was grab a handy dandy little water and kind of just, pour it off the side here and see how that all kind of comes up. Now look at how that beads. It's really amazing how the water kind of beads up like that, and you can see it's actually not taking the dirt off. But the nice thing is with ceramic coating, you're not really going to be worrying about scratches too much, so you can kind of just wipe it right off. And as you can see, no scratching at all. That streaking is just excess dirt, so that's not scratching. But right here, right where the main point where that dirt was, man, look at that. That is awesome. No scratching whatsoever. This coating works great. And I wanted to show you guys one other thing, is the paint correction, because this car has been repainted, as I said. New paints up here, new paints up here. This is the interesting area. This is OEM paint right here. This is all new. Actually, no, these two panels here are OEM. The hood is new. So let's check out the blending. That's the hood. That's OEM. I cannot tell the difference. Let's get the light to the back here. OEM, or no, sorry, new paint job from the body shop. OEM. There really is no difference at all. And this is OEM paint. It might be a little darker with the OEM paint, but it's really not that much. I'm gonna switch hands, so to go back to this angle. So there you get that kind of like little blurple effect that Magic Blue kind of gives you. And you can see it's just a touch lighter. And I mean, you really cannot see it through the naked eye. So body shop did an amazing job. Chris did an amazing job at the color correction. Everything came out super, super well, and I am really, really stoked as to how this came out. The next thing you'll see for this car, I'm gonna explain in a minute, but Avalon King, you make an amazing product, and I have a really cool announcement for you guys. So the Avalon King Armor Shield 9 works amazingly well. Now you do want to have 2 coats on this, it's very important. And check out their website for the proper technique I explained in the beginning of this video. You want to make sure that is followed to the books. Now if you don't follow stuff to the books, you're going to get things like these imperfections like I showed you, where there's hazing, it wasn't wiped off properly, and if you don't do that, it's gonna be very thick and it's not going to look correct. So make sure you follow the instructions, they're very important. But from what I'm seeing, this is awesome. I even keyed the front of the car, guys, and there were no scratches. And again, I just looked at it off camera. I wiped away a little bit of dirt. Really, there are no scratches after keying my own car with only 1 layer of this stuff. So if that's not proof that this stuff does work and it's not a scam, I don't know what is. But the cool thing is for you guys, they are giving you guys a discount. So if you want to put in the discount code SHIFT25, that's SHIFT 25, you will get $25 off your purchase. If you have a small car, just buy 1. If you have a wagon or an S60R like this, you know, sedan wagon size, get 2 of them because you're gonna need it. You want that thickness to it. Again, it's different than a Ceramic Pro. It's different than other products out there. It's a little thinner, so you're gonna need more layers, but that is a good thing because the more layers you put on, the better it's going to protect your car. So get 2 kits. It's very much worth it. SHIFT25 is the discount code, and you get $25 off your purchase, which is a pretty significant percentage of what they're giving you. So happy purchasing. I would hugely recommend this. And the cool thing is, I'm going to actually buy this. What they gave us was free samples. I'm going to buy this and do my XC90 in the exact same stuff. So if that's not proof positive, again, that I'm not really sure what is. Maybe I'll even do my wife's CRV too. But that is it. Thank you again to Avalon King for sponsoring this episode, and a couple more episodes coming up where I'm going to update you on this car, and maybe we'll do the other cars on the channel too. Speaking of updates, I want to tell you what's going on with this car. This Sunday, we are taking this to Rolling Motors up in Connecticut. That is right, Ben McNally, the Volvo master up there, he is going to be building this car with us, and we are going to be putting a hybrid turbo, bigger injectors, shimming the block, and we're going to time-lapse all of it and explain how it's going to work. By the end of this thing should be pushing 400 plus horsepower and ready to take on whatever car we throw at this thing. So I'm really excited. We're partnering with Rolling Motors. If you don't know who they are, go check them out on Instagram. If you're in the P2R community or in the Volvo community, you probably know who Ben McNally is. So definitely go check them out. And stay tuned next week for that video. Hopefully I can get the all-wheel drive fixed before then. If not, we're just gonna have to do the stuff with Ben, and then we will give you the all-wheel drive fix. Maybe we can even do the all-wheel drive video with him and give you a tutorial, because I really want to do the tutorial for you guys because I know it's going to be good for the community. With that being said, that will do it for this video. Don't forget to go purchase your Avalon King Armor Shield 9 kit, or kits, as you should. Use SHIFT25 as your discount code, and stay tuned because next week we're going to show you everything we're putting in this car with Ben himself. So I will see you then. Have a great weekend. My name is Gregson, and I'll catch you next time. See ya.